House of Pies, Origins. Thousands of years ago, before pie, there was a temple on Vermont and Franklin built by an unknown tribe, long before the Tongva and the Spanish. This temple was built and sacrifices were performed so that power would be maintained over the volcano. This volcano is where the Griffith Observatory is today, in Griffith Park. The volcano was active and unpredictable. Many children and virgin sacrifices were performed to appease it. Albino children with red hair and eyes were sought far and wide. Much blood was spilled on temple grounds, yet this was not good enough. The ionization of the grid demanded more. A thin layer of skin was stretched upon the temple grounds in hopes to balance the quadrants. But the temple imploded, which set off Griffith's volcano. Many were burnt and buried in lava. The site was cursed ground where the temple once stood. For eons it stood vacant. No animal or plants or fungi, only scorched, magnetized death soil. Tribes that would try to settle there would always resort to cannibalism. Some had transformed into hideous demonic pigs that caused havoc and ran wild into the volcanic hills of Griffith Park. The land was avoided by the Tongva, but the Spanish built a black lodge there and performed terrible acts of chaos magic until they were eaten by rabid pigs. A shoddy cemetery was built over their ruins, a cemetery that no one wanted to be buried in. Cursed land. After amnesia and a historical cover-up, the land was fenced off and ignored until Al Lapin Jr. dared to build the first house of pies on that spot in 1969 during the Manson era and the fall of the peace movement. Now, Al Lapin Jr. was an early franchise system designer who had shady ties to the Army's off-record BioCorps Division BCD. He was also the founder of IHOP, Orange Julius, Boeing and Lockheed, House of Pills, and Kaiser Permanente. He was also one of the early bankrollers for Scientology, which was waging cosmic battle with JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Altadena. On 1869 North Vermont Street, the House of Pies was erected on the most accursed spot in all of Los Angeles. But what would kill others only made Al Lapin strong and twisted. The roots of the old cemetery snaked up his brain stem. Before the House of Pies was built, a system of tunnels were installed deep underground. One led to the Scottish Rite Temple, one to Griffith Park, and one to Barnsdale Park. Those who built these tunnels died in mysterious accidents. They were flooded now, but once in the mid-1970s, many an important chef and World Bank leader walked down them. As a safeguard to cloak Lapin's many nefarious dealings, the food at the House of Pies was tampered with via Kaiser Hospital. Drugs were placed in various seasonal pies and given to targets. This helped with assassination and drug testing the populace. The key line was always clear. Lapine continued with his dealings involving food testing, financial double dealing, and experiments with small children until his passing in June 2004 from cancer brought on by radiation emitting deep underground. The House of Pies still operates today upon the cemetery and tunnels, serving salty and dry food for the populace. Here are 7 rumors related to the House of Pies. Number 1, the interior design color code is used to put people into a trance stupor. Number 2, Henry Kissinger and Forey Ackerman used to eat together every Sunday night at the table near the restroom. Number 3, the food tastes salty because of the mercury in it. Number 4, Al Lapine Jr. provided money laundering for L. Ron Hubbard. Number 5, many of the chefs share bloodlines with the Spanish of the Black Lodge. Number 6, the tunnels underneath can be accessed via the kitchen's secret panels. Number 7, it is haunted by cursed souls and pig demons.